Hi, and welcome to another Pick a Card general reading. So, today we are asking Spirit, what do people find most attractive about you? So, this video was actually suggested, and thank you so much to the beautiful person who did suggest this. Originally, the suggestion was to focus on one particular person and what they're interested in or what they're attracted in, but I thought it might be better just to make it a bit more general, just in case after all those retrogrades, we don't really, some people might not want to be focusing on one particular person, or it was just to make it more general. So we're hoping that this is going to be a bit of a gas up reading, if honest. I think we've had enough roasts in the last couple of months, and it would be good just to get a little bit of confirmation and just some nice compliments as well to understand what makes us us. So as usual, I have three groups here. The first group, you are the citrine group. I'm going to pick it up actually. So thank you and shout out to the beautiful person who gave me these. They are also a subscriber, but I didn't get permission to say their name on camera, so you know who you are. Thank you. The citrine crystals. I don't know a lot about crystals, but I just find these to be very motivating, and they kind of instigate, or they feel like they do. They instigate success and prosperity. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. You use your gut, use your intuition, do your weird and wonderful method. Group 2, you are the aventurine crystal. Beautiful green shards of crystals, and how precious are these little glass jars as well. And group 3, you are the blue topaz. So very beautiful. I love it. Very bright. So do what you usually do, or what you need to do, or whatever you whatever your crazy, weird, wild, wonderful methods are. When you know which group you're feeling most drawn to, check out the description box below and join me in your reading. So hi group 1, if you chose this citrine vial of crystals, then this is your reading. Today we are asking Spirit, what do people find attractive about you? It might be one person in particular that you have on your mind, but we just generally, really, we just want to be gassed up for once. Please tell us something good. And I hope that this reading offers you a bit of positivity to your day. So, what do people find attractive about group 1? What do people find attractive about group 1? We have the Devil card in reverse. And as I'm filming this, it is a timeless reading, but as I'm filming this, we are in a full moon in Capricorn. So, holy heck, very interesting energy. What do people find attractive about group 1, Spirit? What do people find attractive about group 1? Okay, we have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. What do people find attractive about group 1, please? We have Temperance. It's a beautiful quality to have. And what do people find attractive about group 1, please? Alright, I saw the Page of Wands, but it folded itself back in there, so I'm not going to take it. We have the Knight of Pentacles instead, and the 4 of Swords, which I will read as one, a buy one sort of option. Can I get a clarifying card for the Devil, please? We have the 5 of Cups reversed. Can I get a clarifying card for the 5 of Wands, please? We have the 6 of Swords. Can I get a clarifying card for Temperance, Queen of Cups, and a clarifying card for Knight of Pentacles and 4 of Swords? Oh, okay, so we've got the 3 of Swords, and then these 2 cards, I won't put them down because as you can tell, I'm literally running out of room, but we have the Queen of Swords as well as the 10 of Wands. So your bottom deck energy is the 5 of Swords as well. So we have so many 5s in this reading, group 1. We've got the 5 of Cups over here, and then we also have the Devil, which is the number 15, and then we've got the 5 of Wands. So very interesting energy. You are the kind of person who seems to be able to overcome a lot of challenges, and it's your perception. It's the way that you think, it's the way that you choose to communicate, and it's also something about your perspective. you have this ability to remain objective and to look at things from both sides. You take on a lot of responsibility. You're not afraid to take responsibility of not only your actions but of like a situation. You help people through a lot of difficult things. It kind of feels like you guys offer a lot of assistance, not necessarily like, yes, you talk and you offer verbal guidance, but it's also like your actions. You're very action orientated. I feel like a lot of people reach out to you when they're in these tricky situations, like this Five of Swords energy, when they're in the situation where they're not necessarily sure how to confront the challenges or the obstacles ahead of them. This is really bothering me how close it is. Ugh. I'm trying to spread or this filming angle out, but I honestly don't like it so far. It's way too close. I like that you guys are usually able to see a little bit of the background as well, but my voice is like the camera's a lot closer to my voice, so we'll see how long it lasts. But anyway, group one, the most attractive quality about you is the way that you think, the way that you choose to communicate, and the way that you prove yourself to others. Like you don't even, it's just a part of you. You're very action orientated. A lot of people admire how much responsibility you take on board, and you have this sacrificial sort of nature. It might be at your detriment at times, in the sense that you just seem to be someone who takes on a lot of burdens for other people, but you are someone who is willing to offer a lot of yourself to the people that you care about. I feel like you also are able to see through, what's the better way of wording this? I just want to say see through BS. Like you have a way of seeing through shady characters or people who aren't as genuine. I feel like you do extend yourself quite far, because we have the Queen of Cups here. You are someone who has a big heart for those who you genuinely care about, but you also have this beautiful objective nature to you where you are able to see through toxic situations or things that aren't serving you or aren't serving those close to you. With this Five of Cups card, it really feels like you have the ability to focus on the more positive things. You're very well, it kind of ties in with this temperance. You're very well tempered. It's not to say that you don't have your down days, but you choose to focus more on the optimist side. So other people's perspective or perception of you is that you are someone who is very optimistic. You focus on what you have. You live in the present. You're a very fun person to be around. You've helped people through some really tricky situations. People find it very attractive that you are able to sort of work through some really tricky challenges, and I feel like you've helped a lot of people get through these hard times as well. So over here we have the Five of Wands. Now this card usually indicates arguments. It could be a difference of opinion. It's generally speaking, it's energy that isn't in alignment. So it's usually when too many people's opinions are involved in one situation. Now for this card to be reversed, it kind of says that you have this ability to step into a situation like that and settle it all down. You're sort of the grounding, the resolution, the calming factor that helps these arguments become less aggressive and become less heated. This is also a card that can indicate not only anger but anxiety and frustration, because energy just isn't shifting well or isn't melding well. So you're the kind of person who comes into these situations and you offer a lot of not only clarity but calm. You offer a perspective or some sort of something that you say just helps these situations resolve themselves. You're a very grounding energy to be around, and that's only emphasized by this card beneath, where you have the Six of Swords here. Excuse me. So the Six of Swords really talks about moving into calm waters. It indicates resolutions, peace, moving forward. So it really feels like you're a very soothing person to be around, and your most attractive quality is this ability to be objective. You don't exclude people. You try to be very inclusive. You might come into a situation like that and you won't choose sides, but you choose peace. So you encourage everyone to put it behind them. You just have such a beautiful energy about you. I want to say that you're very fun as well. With this Devil card, a lot of people want to be close with you. You have a very attractive personality. You're someone who I feel like you have a lot of acquaintances, or there's just a lot of people who would like to get to know you better. Perhaps when you were younger, or you may currently be in the scene where you do like to go out and you like to drink, and a lot of people notice you in those situations and they think that you're a very fun person to be around. Regardless, you just have a very magnetic sort of energy about you, very attractive energy. So over here we have Temperance, group 1. So Temperance here is literally kind of following on from what I was feeling over here with the Five of Cups and this beautiful soothing energy. You are someone who is very well tempered. So people's perception of you and what they find most attractive about you, group 1, is that you are very healing. You're such a healing energy to be around. You have a very big heart, and you do offer this objective nature where you're able to understand and empathize with people's frustrations and the challenges of their situation, but you also offer a bigger perspective on the situation. So you kind of go, you accept that someone is hurting and you understand and you empathize with them and say, I know it must be very hard for you. I can't even imagine what you're going through. But at the same time, I feel that you should be very grateful. And I know that I'm not wording it in the best way because that will probably trigger some people, but you have a way of just offering a lot of healing energy to those around you. And a lot of people see you as being very even-tempered, very caring. You're someone who they don't see being involved in drama. You're sort of the person that cleans up the drama and the mess in your friend group. You're the person who doesn't instigate any strong opinions or strong issues, but you always seem to be the one who resolves the conflict. A lot of people would be very shocked if you were to have a temper, or if you were to sort of escalate in a way that you're yelling at someone. It would really be very shocking because a lot of people perceive you as being this Queen of Cups, very kind, very patient, very loyal as well, but it's just that you kind of wear your heart on your sleeve. So you say the right things at the right time, and you're very giving. It really feels like you have a very close group of people around you, or there's something that you do. Not necessarily do, but there's a way that you show how caring you are, either with family or friends. You're very obvious with your affection, and people are very grateful about that. They find that very attractive. They also like if you have like these strange, not necessarily strange, but if you have hobbies or interests that you become very obsessed with, or things that you become very devoted to, people find that really attractive. So I'm just noticing the way that this queen is staring at that cup. It's like you're obsessed with it and you're very devoted to it, and people think that's really cute. They're very attracted to that side of you. So someone seems to be somewhat infatuated with you as well. You seem to have an energy around you that is very mindful of you. They're very watchful. They're really watching who you invest your time and energy into, and they're very impressed by you. I don't know who that is, but that's just something that I wanted to share before we continue. So over here, we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. Now, Knight of Pentacles is reversed. This is usually very slow-moving energy. It's someone who prefers to sort of take their time and do it right the first time instead of making a mistake that instigates more challenges. So for this to be reversed, it kind of feels like it's not that you're impatient, but you believe in efficiency. You are action orientated. Like there comes a time when you can only do so much planning and you've simply got to execute the plan. You've got to be efficient. It's not to say that the quality of work is less in your opinion. There's just a matter of being efficient. You prefer things to be running efficiently, and you yourself exude that. This is what other people perceive you as, so they can rely on you. A lot of people see you as someone who is going to be there. You're not going to be too self-absorbed. You're not going to be too focused. You're very giving. And I feel that sometimes this is at detriment to yourself. Like you seem to put other people's needs ahead of your own, and instead of focusing on your own success here with the Knight of Pentacles, you will actually break task and go out of your way to help others. With this Four of Swords reversed, it's not impulsive, but it does feel like when you could be resting, or when you could be focusing on yourself instead, you seem to put your energy into those around you and into those close to you or who you care about. And I do feel like this is at your own expense at times with this card here, the Three of Swords. So you're someone who goes out of their way to do things for others, but it also could mean that when other people choose to not, they might be struggling, or they aren't keeping in regular communication as much as they would like to, you kind of step up and go, well, actually, I'm going to extend out and extend myself to this person because something's not right and I haven't heard from them in a long time. So you really seem to be a peacekeeper in your community, and a lot of people appreciate that. They're very attracted to the way that you heal. You have this healing energy here. Like really, when people seem to be going through really difficult times, you're the one that they reach out to get the peace that they need and the healing that they need. You seem to instigate a lot of peace in your community, in your close friends and family. So what do people find attractive, please, Spirit, about group 1? What do people find attractive about group 1, please? I've got some oracle cards here, so I'm hoping to get keywords as well as maybe physical features. I'm really seeing that your hair, though, I don't know why, but your hair is very attractive as a physical feature. Your hair is very attractive. If you don't have hair, there's something about your head. Even if you don't have hair, there's something about, look, I'm just seeing like the back of this guy's head and just the shape of that head and all the hair on these characters. I'm just drawn to it. Even the devil, the hair on the devil's legs. It's something about your hair is very attractive. So what do people find attractive about group 1, please, Spirit? What do people find attractive about group 1? What do people find attractive? Oh my gosh, these cards are just not wanting to come out organically. I might have to draw some. There we go. So we have Daughter Spirit reversed. It really feels like you go above and beyond to help those around you and walking away. I'm feeling that with the Six of Swords. It's kind of confirmation, it's kind of confirmation that you really do extend yourself for others. You offer peace when things are sort of kicking off and a lot of arguments could or are happening. You seem to be this person who comes in and offers peace and resolution. You kind of instigate. So it's not, especially with this Five of Swords, you see these people walking away as well. So it's not that you want to prove that someone is right and someone is wrong. It's just that you want to prove that the argument isn't necessarily worth the effort. So you kind of instigate peace by being objective and not offering a resolution to the argument, but allowing people the space to just sort of go, wow, maybe that wasn't the best way to react to that situation. And with the Daughter Spirit reversed, I feel like you're a very grounding energy. This isn't a bad energy. It's not to say that I feel like you, with that Queen of Cups, you're very intuitive, but you have a way of expressing your spirituality or your beliefs or your value system in a way that is very grounding and easy to comprehend. So it doesn't feel that far-fetched. It's not an obvious way of promoting spirituality. It's more of like a practical, like values, like that doesn't matter, this is what matters. Like you shouldn't be arguing about that, that's fickle, this is what actually matters. And we have Envy at the bottom of this deck reversed. So this card kind of in the reverse position, it tells me that you are very likable. So a lot of people do, it's like you're approachable, you're really kind. It's this feeling as though you have so much that people admire about you that while jealousy could be so easy, you don't have, like, you have a lot of people who are just so fond of you. There's no disdain. There's no sort of, oh, I wish, like, instead of people choosing to tear you down, they would rather be around you to uplift you and to be uplifted by you. So I really feel like you're such a peaceful person, and a lot of people really appreciate you, and what you have to offer as well. So I'm going to get some Moonology cards for you. What do people find attractive about group 1, please, Spirit? What do people find attractive about... Oh, should I? No, I'm sorry, I won't. I'll get some... Should people find attractive about group 1? What do people find attractive about group 1? Oh, we have a card. Oh, it's literally a full moon in Capricorn today as I'm filming this. So the end of a tough cycle approaches. You are the person who instigates this ending. You don't instigate the drama. You're very practical. You're very loving. You're very open with your affection as well. And you just want peace. You want people to appreciate what they have and to understand that what they have isn't worth the fight, or what they could lose isn't worth the argument. You are this person who helps end these tough cycles in other people's lives. You do bring love into the situation, and you have a very unique way of expressing it as well. People really value your perspective. You remain objective in these situations, and you choose to focus on the bigger pictures. We have a time to give rather than take. You are definitely a very giving person, a very big heart, and sometimes it's at your own expense. You give so much to people, which is very beautiful energy. So bottom deck energy is advice from Spirit. Don't let your past hold you back. I feel like you really do extend yourself to others. You really give so much to so many people, and it's kind of up to the point where you're not as present in your own life as you could be. Now, the card that was at the bottom of Daughter Spirit, that was at the bottom of Envy, was the World card. So this is a little bit of a warning from Spirit, just to remind yourself that you are the main actor in your life, and to not put others on a pedestal, just to really take that front seat and to start doing things for yourself. And I know that it can be difficult when you have so much conflict and chaos around you. You just want peace. But just a reminder, you don't want to be standing at the end of the jetty watching your life unfold and pass you by without you being present to do the things that you wanted to do or that you wish you could have done. So, group 1, that is where I'm calling it. That's your reading. That's what people find attractive about you. In terms of physical qualities, you're just a very attractive person. Your nature is something that a lot of people find intoxicating. They just want to be around you all the time. Your hair is very attractive. I'm not exactly sure why, because I feel like some of the people watching this video either have really short hair or they might have bald head. So I don't know why, but people just are fascinated with your head for some reason. There's something about your head. But in terms of your personality and the qualities that you bring to the situations that you're in, you're a very giving person. You offer a lot of peace and stability and practicality. You're very healing. You have a very unique perspective, and a lot of people come to you to end difficult and tough challenges or cycles in their lives. They look to you for that healing guidance. So group 1, I hope you're safe and well, and I will connect with you in another video. Thank you. Bye. Hi, group 2, and welcome if you chose this aventurine glass jar of crystals. Then this is your reading. So I'm trying out a new filming style. It's physically uncomfortable, but we'll see how long it lasts. It's a little bit annoying too because I'm so close to the spread now, so I don't know if I'm going to do this in future, but this is what we've got for today. So group 2, Spirit, what do people find attractive about group 2? Oh, we got a card off the bat. It's the 7 of Cups. Interesting. What do people find attractive about group 2, please? Oh, something was going to come out and then it decided not to. What do people find attractive about group 2, please? Oh, Ace of Cups with the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. I'll get one more card for the top row, please, Spirit. Or 2. It's up to you. I'll take 1 or 2. What do people find attractive about group 2? We have the Queen of Wands reversed, no less. And one more, please. Should I? No, it's not for you. This is, though, the 7 of Swords. Okay, 7 of Swords upright. Alright. So I'm going to delve into these energies now, and then I'll clarify them because I'm sort of feeling a vibe already. You're interesting people, group two. A lot of people struggle to get to know you at first. A lot of people try to get close to you, or they're a little bit hesitant. It's two things. So on one hand, you seem to have a good defense system, if that makes sense. With the Queen of Wands reversed here, it feels like you have barriers up, and you're very attractive people. You're intriguing people. There's something different about the way that you look. You're not sort of, and I mean, beauty is so subjective anyway, but there's an unconventionally attractive quality to your appearance. It's the way that you dress as well. You do something to your features or your physical body that is very attractive, and a lot of people are intrigued by you, but they're almost like scared of you at the same time. They don't really know how to step towards you authentically. They don't know how to take you. You kind of have this energy where it's not that they don't know if they can trust you, but it's like they don't know how to move towards you. You kind of give people mixed signals when they meet you, but it doesn't stop. Like, so for the people who care about you and for the people who are actually attracted to you, it's really intriguing. You're a bit of a mystery. They kind of see you as someone who has a lot of interests. You have like a lot of mystery about you, but also you kind of seem to exude this air that you have like options, and you're not an easy person to get to know. Like, you have so much that you could offer people, and I feel like you have a lot of people who would like to get to know you better, who openly seem to express interest towards you. You may have people tell you random things and you're like, whoa, I didn't really need to know that. But people sort of feel compelled to reach out to you and to offer you expressions of emotion just to see if they can trigger a reaction from you, just to see if they can get closer to you. And it sometimes works, but more often than not, people are left thinking that you keep to yourself and you don't seem to allow the others to get close to you. So can we clarify the Seven of Cups, please, Spirit? Why is the Seven of Cups in this reading? Interesting. So, this is a lot of cards. All right, there's a little bit of a story here. So we have the Two of Cups reversed, and I'm only going to take that card, but it's being clarified by three other cards. So Two of Cups reversed, a lot of people would like to be your friend, group two, but I feel like you do keep your circle tight. You don't have a lot of close friends, but you probably have a lot of acquaintances. You guys are the kind of people who have a very powerful energy. Like, you have this energy that people just want to be close to you, but they struggle to. I feel like you have significant people in your life who you identify as either soulmates or just really strong friends, that to the point where they are families. They're considered your family now. That's how close they are to you. But it just feels like there are people who really want to get to know you better, but you don't make it easy. You really don't make it easy. It's almost like you don't have the energy to extend. A lot of people feel this odd attraction to you with the Death card, the Scorpio card. It gives me strong Pluto vibes. There is something tantalizingly attractive to you, but people struggle to get close to you. You have a very unusual appearance again that's coming out with the Scorpio card. It's almost like people are attracted by the way that they don't know that much about you. And again, I'm feeling that strong water energy here. So it's like, I feel like people would extend the emotions to you, or you would find people giving you gestures, and reaching out to in an attempt, like really grand things. Like, if you go out, I feel like people buy you drinks, or they try to like pay your entry fees at places, or you would have people tell you things, like really emotional things, like, when I was younger this happened, and you're just like, wow, I didn't really need to know that. But it's people's attempts to get close to you. They want to know what you're interested in. Like, how do I get close to that person? How do I get to be in their close circle? And I'm looking at the way that this sort of priest almost, is like pleading to death, like, spare these two people. Like, how the heck do we become a part of your crusade? I don't know what you're about, and it terrifies me, but I want to be a part of it. That's the kind of energy you give, and it's not conventional. With the Strength card reversed, you are a very compassionate person. You're very loyal. You give a lot to those close people, but you have like this, there's something that isn't, um, you're not, again, you're not an easy person to get close to, but it's like, it takes a lot of courage to step into the ring with you, and it's a big risk to do that. But if somebody does prove themselves to you, if they prove to be loyal, it becomes a connection that they would do a lot to keep. Like, they wouldn't want to lose you as well. You're not an easy person to forget about. People find you very, very physically attractive. Again, you've got something different going on with your appearance, but it's the way you dress, it's the way you carry yourself. I feel like at times you can be very outspoken. You probably have some strong opinions about things, or you just say things that a lot of people are like, whoa, that was really random, but it's hilarious. Like, people find you very funny. You give this a kind of energy that you have a lot of options, though. Like, you're not available to the people who want to be close to you, if that makes sense. With the Chariot reversed, you could be at a distance to a lot of your close family and friends right now. A lot of people want to be physically closer to you, though, group 2. I don't know if that's a specific message from someone who you're thinking about, but it's like people just want to be closer to you. The Chariot is reversed here because, so this is usually a card that is ruled by Cancer. It represents choices, decisions, actions, willpower, and drive, as well as success. So for it to be reversed, it's like, again, it's giving me that energy of like, people just say random things to you to trigger a reaction. They want to know what you're thinking. People want to know what your plans are. What are you doing? Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? And they literally don't know what the heck you're going to say. You're so secretive and you're so random with your actions that it's literally a 50-50% chance of maybe that I'll hang out with you. Maybe I won't. Maybe I've got other things that I would prefer to do. Maybe I'm too busy to do that, you know? And it's just like, these people spend so much time trying to be closer to you, trying to be your soulmate and close friends, but you don't make it easy. And it's attractive, though. This exclusivity, like, is very attractive. So we have the Ace of Cups here. Why is the Ace of Cups in this reading, Spirit? Oh, okay, interesting. So we just got the Empress and the Emperor. So that Ace of Cups, you seem to really trigger people in a good way. You don't need to do much or say much, but it's like people just want to connect with you, and people find themselves wanting to draw out parts of your personality in order that in the process of doing that, they seem to understand more about themselves as well. Excuse me, just reaching over there. So with that Empress card, it feels like you instigate a lot of growth, if that makes sense. Like, people kind of extend emotional gestures towards you, and it for a second gives them this idea that they have a chance with the Empress, and it kind of extends them out of their box. It extends them into the unknown. It extends them to a place that they wouldn't have normally been extending. So it kind of challenges their limits, and you don't really mean to do it. That's just the kind of person that you are. You're somebody who does instigate change, and you kind of offer people the opportunity to test their limits. I feel like you are a very nurturing person, but it's like, it's not an energy that you make available to everybody. You have this ability to really help people grow their dreams and their aspirations, but you also offer a lot of grounding energy when you want to. Otherwise, it's like people are trying to reach out to get that from you, and in the process, they discover things about their personality that they didn't realize. You're someone who isn't easily controlled. With the Emperor reversed, you don't like authority. You kind of butt heads with people who take on an authoritative position around you. You're also somebody who doesn't fit into norms or traditions. Like, you kind of break limits. If somebody sets a limit, you show them how to do it in a different way, and they're like, why did we even think that we could put this person under guidelines? Like, they've completely obliterated the guidelines and done it in a completely unique and creative way. You're very, very creative as well. It's the way that you express yourself with that Empress. You have a way of dictating your own sort of rules. You have a very unique way of expressing yourself, and the way that you choose to communicate as well. You're not easily controlled, which is a good thing. People find it very attractive that you take the matters into your own hands. You're very well balanced in certain people's opinions. You seem to take on, if you are a feminine, you at times appear very masculine. And if you are a masculine, you at times appear very feminine. You seem to be very in control of your own domain, to the point where others cannot control you. And it's quite beautiful, because you also appear quite independent. And you're like this thing that everybody wants, but nobody can have, which is very attractive. Other people find that the exclusivity of it is very attractive. So why is the Four of Pentacles in this reading? We have the Knight of Cups. So I feel like you're someone who, when you choose to spend time with someone, it is because you made that decision. It's not something that you offer freely. Your time is precious. Your gestures are precious. You do have, things that you would rather be doing. So when you do choose to spend time with someone, it is a big deal, and people appreciate that. People find that really not only attractive, but they take it as like, I've struck gold today because so-and-so is choosing to spend time with me. And you do have such a beautiful nature to you. It's just that you're in this position where you're achieving your goals, and you know that certain things need to be prioritized. And so with this Knight of Cups card, I'm getting a little bit off track with the other energies here, and the Four of Pentacles reversed, it's like when you choose to extend yourself, when you choose to lower your guard, and when you choose to spend time and to make these playful and at times romantic or just generally caring gestures towards others, it is very, very valuable. Those people really appreciate that, and they understand that it is difficult for you to break away from your other interests or your other either careers or just the things that do take up your time. People really appreciate being in your presence. They also feel like it's not necessarily what you say. Like, a lot of people appreciate the gestures that you do for them, because the Knight of Cups is more of like a gesturing sort of person. They're someone who doesn't just talk the talk, they actually walk the walk as well. So people appreciate when you show up, when you choose to sort of let your guard down and let people in. So why is the Queen of Wands in this reading, Spirit? Why is the Queen of Wands in this reading? And reversed. Oops, we got two cards. Interesting. I'm going to read them this way. So we have the Three of Swords reversed with the Queen of Wands reversed. Wow. So listen, I can't deny, we have the King and the Queen here with this pain in the middle. So there is someone in your life, group 2, who is wanting to make amends with you. But I think that an attractive quality about you is, again, that you don't put up with BS. You don't put up with games. If somebody is trying to sidestep and sneakily enter your life, you see straight through them and you're like, nope, I'm not going to put up with that. You're quick to cut off people who aren't contributing to your goals. It really feels like there is someone in your life who is kind of wanting to step closer to you, or you may have you may have that quality within you where you're able to inhibit or express both the feminine and masculine qualities within yourself. For this Three of Swords to show up in the way that it has, it tells me that you tell people the truth even if it hurts. You're not afraid of the consequences, because you know that the truth is more valuable. Regardless of how much you care about that person or how similar they are to you, with this king and this queen here, you will tell them the truth. I don't like the way you're speaking to me, or I don't think that doing that is going to help you. You're a king. You shouldn't be doing that. Or it's more than that, though. You explain it very well. You explain it in a way that it offers that person a constructive criticism that allows them to either change or amend that situation before it becomes heavier. So regardless of how painful it is, you do like to tell people the truth. You don't believe in lying. You don't believe in being inauthentic, for lack of a better word. With this King of Wands here, there is a magnetism about you. I feel like you attract a certain type of people, or like you just have a way of drawing people in towards you. There is a lot of attraction here with these two kings, and the king and the queen of wands here. That's a lot of attractive energy. It feels like a lot of people want to be closer to you, but you're not an easy person to get close to. There is this fear. People are afraid of you because you do speak the truth. You speak it for what it is, and it's not a matter of opinion. It's the truth as you see it, which could just be the same thing if you, but it's just the way that you the way that you carry yourself. It's the way that you choose to live your lifestyle. You're someone who a lot of people would love to get to know better, because you kind of give this impression that you're very busy as well. You're very busy. You're not easy to get close to, and you're not an easy person to understand. In fact, everyone's first impression of you is usually very wrong. A lot of people initially may struggle to get along with you, group 2, but you are a very easy person to get along with as long as you don't hurt anyone that you love, you know? It's as simple as that. You have your values, you have your integrity. It's a matter of being truthful and living with integrity. Now, clarifying our 7 of swords over here, we have the 7 of pentacles. So 7 is a very important number for you guys. We have 3 7s. So it really feels like group 2, you do offer there's something tricky about the 7s for you. It is about choice. It is about challenges. It's about testing and overcoming adversity. You are someone who, I feel like you don't settle for less. You don't want to settle for less. So it's almost like people are intimidated by that, but also for those who take the time to get close to you, they kind of cracked the code there. They know that they have to put in the effort, that they have to put in the time to get close to you, that it's a matter of showing that they're genuine, because this card is usually a card that represents patience, and for it to be teed up over here with the 7 of swords, it's like, you know what, if you're not coming to me correct, don't come at all. It's that sort of energy. Like, if you're going to sneak into my life in such a slippery way, don't bother coming at all. And with the Page of Pentacles here reversed, you want authenticity. People understand that if they come towards you, they shouldn't be trying to be slanderous. They shouldn't be passing messages. They shouldn't be any less than. And I feel like it weeds out a lot of people. Like, certain people just don't feel comfortable coming towards you, and pages are one of them. Pages don't feel like they're enough. They need to be a knight or a king. And even queens are intimidated by you, because you have such not a threatening, but it's just that you are very, very much authentic, and that's something that isn't easy to come by nowadays. So I feel like a lot of people struggle to get close to you, because your vision of the future is very specific. The vision of how you wish to live your life and the people who you keep around you are very specific, and it's not a bad thing. It's just to say that a lot of the people who seem to be attracted to you are at first intimidated by you, and they feel like they're not a good fit. But it's not necessarily about looks for you. It's about values. It's about integrity. Come correct or don't come at all. So I'm going to get some oracle cards for you quickly, because we're going a little bit over time compared to group 1. So group 2, Spirit, what do people find attractive about group 2? What do people find attractive about group 2? Okay, we've got... Oh, okay. So I'm seeing a couple of cards here. We have the man, or just man, holding a heart. So again, I feel like a lot of people they extend emotional gestures towards you, and excuse me, in an attempt to get to know you better, in an attempt to trigger you, to understand you, to figure out how you work, or how do I get to this person's heart? How do I get to the core of them? So when you do reach out to people and when you reciprocate with this Knight of Cups, people are really appreciative towards it. It could also indicate that this King of Wands person is somebody who does intend on reaching out to you and making a gesture towards you. I'm also seeing the Angel of Balance, number 48. So this card really just, again, it is about balance, it's about patience, it's also about timing. It's understanding cycles and moving within those cycles as well. So I feel like there is a mysterious air about you. I'm drawn to those pyramids and that sort of luminescent glow of this angel. I feel like there is something about you that is so intriguing, but it's like off limits as well. You're not an easy person to understand, but you do offer a very sort of balanced energy to those who can get close to you. You have a big heart. You have this ability to make people feel comfortable and uncomfortable. So it's odd. It's like the balance lies in your favor. If you're involved in the group, everyone kind of looks to you to figure out, like, are we okay with this? Yes, we're okay with this. Yes, she nodded. We're okay with this. Like, you're the deciding factor. You're the balance. Now, I'm also seeing the thinking woman. So I feel like you are more on the reserved side. You have such a presence about you, but you don't always choose to speak. You sometimes choose to just hold your tongue and listen, and you gather a lot of information because of that, and then you become this powerhouse of information, to the point where a lot of people kind of mistake, like, they think that because you're quiet, you're not observing, but that's exactly what you're doing. And you have this ability to observe information very quickly as well. So you kind of walk into a situation and you scope it out and you pick up on the energy and you immediately know what you think of that situation or that person. And maybe in a couple of weeks or the next time you see that person, you'll bring something up and they'll go, how did you see that? Like, I didn't even realize you were there. And you're like, I'm always watching. I'm always watching. And that's the energy of this card too, your bottom deck energy. I'm always watching. Like, you're very observant. People are very attracted to the way that you stare though. Like, people will do the most to get into your line of sight, and it's like a big thing for you to look at them too. You're so intriguing. All right, so bottom deck energy is rest and rejuvenation. So I feel like you do keep to yourself. You don't have a big or a lot of friends. Like, a lot of people want to be closer to you than you allow them to be. You do keep to yourself, you withdraw, and you kind of almost ghost a lot of people as well, to the point where people are like, what happened to so-and-so? And then you appear and everyone's like, oh, you're back. And it's this dance again of trying to get close to you, but also being afraid of getting close to you. So Spirit, what do people find attractive about group 2? Very intriguing. I feel like you guys have Scorpio in your chart somewhere as well, or Aquarius. You might have the shadow attributes of Leo as well. Not bad at all. We have Leo. Confidence is your key to success. A new moon in Leo. It's the way that you carry yourself. You're so attractive physically as well. I'm drawn to the hair there, but there's something about your appearance that is very unique. We have a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Again, balance, justice. It's a matter of integrity. It's a matter of values. It's either right or it's wrong. And if people wrong you, then they're going to really regret it. You're very observant. You also really value... Again, you're like a strong advocate. So for someone that you care about, or for something that you care about, you do have very strong opinions. I feel like you are someone who a lot of people envision as being successful as well. Like, I'm seeing a win-win and success. So it's like you have this energy where you are very successful. And I think this is another Leo. Yes, don't let pride get in your way. So, a lot of people are intimidated by you. A lot of people assume that you have a temper. A lot of people think that your confidence is like a manifestation of your anger as well. They consider you to be very proud, but they're also really attractive by the way that you carry yourself. And then your most attractive quality is the confidence. A lot of people think you're very confident and they really are attracted to you physically. So, there's something about the way that you carry yourself, the way that you choose to dress yourself, your opinions. It really matters. And a lot of people look to you for that stability and that balance as well. They kind of are waiting to hear, like, well, what does so and so think? Bottom deck energy is balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So you are very decisive. You have a very clear black and white way of viewing things. It's not a matter of, oh, maybe we should wait and see how we feel tomorrow. It's like, no, this is the right decision to make. We're making it now. So group 2, that is what I'm seeing for you. That is what people find attractive about you. It's a little bit longer than group 1. I hope they don't get too jealous. But please look after yourself wherever you are, and I hope to connect with you in another video. Thank you. Hi group 3 and welcome. If you chose this blue topaz, then this is your reading. Very beautiful crystals. Thank you so much to the person who gave them to me. I didn't ask permission to say her name on camera, so I'll leave her out of it for now. But today we are asking the Spirit, what do people find attractive about you? So group 3, I'm using a different filming layout today. I thought I'd just spice it up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to do this in future though. It's not the most comfortable position to be in physically, so this is probably the first and last time I'll be filming like this. But today we are going to be very up close and personal with the cards. Excuse me. I'm very close to the microphone, so apologies if you hear me breathing or swallowing. It's literally, that's how close the microphone is. But really, we just want to delve into this topic of really boosting your confidence today. Group 3 Spirit, what do people find attractive about Group 3? What do people find attractive about Group 3? We may or may not get physical attributes, but we're more so focusing on your personality and what people are attracted to in terms of your personality. So we have the Hanged Man. Okay. What do people find attractive about Group 3 Spirit? We have the World card. It almost wanted to go back in, but I kind of pulled it out. What do people find attractive about Group 3? We have the 8 of Swords. And 7 of Swords. Okay, I think I'm only going to take 4 cards for you guys. Can I clarify the Hanged Man, please? Why is the Hanged Man in this reading? Okay, the Chariot and the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the World in this reading, Spirit? Why do we have the World here? Why do we have the World here? We have the Death card. But also, I'll just show these to you. We also have the 3 of Wands and the Devil card reversed, both reversed. Oh, not bad, but I'm sort of picking into an interesting energy. You guys are very, very much givers. You give so much. And it's making me a little bit sad because I just feel like you exhaust yourselves just trying to make sure everybody else is happy. You don't put your needs first. We have the Ace of Swords. Clarifying the eight of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords as well as the 2 High Priestess, and the Lovers. I'm a little bit thrown by this energy, Group 3. I feel like you are very significant people. When you enter somebody's life, it has a very significant purpose. There's a reason why. And you sort of see the best and worst qualities of a lot of people. You come in at a point when people don't really know what decision to make and you're very ambivalent. You kind of just hang back, but it's your presence. There's something about that when you come in and how you come in that offers people a lot of change. It's not anything that you do, because these cards in the position that they're in, the Hanged Man is someone who thinks rather than does. And the Chariot reversed is not a card of action at all. It is when it's upright, but when it's reversed, it's not. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is somebody who is very selfless at her own expense, essentially. She's not looking after her kingdom anymore. She's looking after her family or others to the point where she's losing status. So it feels like with these cards here as well, the World talks about an ending, the end of a tough cycle, or the end of a cycle in general, completion. And then Death talks about ending, instigating death in order to generate new growth. So it just feels like you are either people who have had to invent yourselves quite regularly, or you're someone who is currently undergoing a lot of change, a lot of physical change. Perhaps you're on like a weight loss journey, or you just physically look very different right now. People are very attracted to you because you kind of give this hope that you're going to help them be better people as well. And I feel like it's at your own expense sometimes. Like, it's not anything that you do, but at the same time you seem to do so much for others. So can I get some cards, please, to clarify the Seven of Swords? Why is the Seven of Swords here? We have the King of Cups. Yeah, you're very responsible people. You're the kind of people who just seem to, you follow your heart. You don't always let your emotions rule your decisions, but at the same time, you value your intuition, you value your heart space, and you know when the right decision to use your heart and to let your heart guide you is. And we have that clarified also by the Two of Swords reverse. So very intuitive actions. You follow, you make choices based on your intuition and how you're feeling. But again, it's sometimes at the expense of your own success. You extend yourself to the point where you don't really care about appearances, you don't care about status, but it does impact your financial and your journey in the 3D reality in this lifetime. Bottom deck energy is the Hermit reversed. So I feel like you really just step out of your shell to help a lot of people, or people expect this of you at times. The attractive quality about this Hermit reverse, though, is that you kind of are this guiding figure. You shine the light. Have had to overcome some really challenging situations. You've had to reinvent yourself. You've had to rebuild yourself. And now you're like this beacon in the darkness, guiding others through similar situations. And people do look to you for support, and they expect you to be in this position where you are guiding them. And I feel like you don't seem to understand or appreciate that, or you're just very humbled by it. It's not something that you take on board lightly. Like, it's quite a big task, and you almost either choose to not appreciate how big of a deal it is, or you just don't understand how guiding and how helpful you are to so many people. You are this light in the darkness when some people are going through some really tricky things. Because over here, this World and the Death card is some really heavy energy. It's a lot to go through, and you don't mean to, but you offer very unique perspectives, very helpful advice and support on how to get out of some very challenging situations. And when the situation feels hopeless, when people are really struggling to get out of it and to understand how to move forward, you kind of step in and you would take the shirt off your own back to help people sometimes. You somehow feel off limits and out of bounds as well, though. So I don't know if you have like a following, or if you have a way for people to keep up with you, but it feels like people are kind of following your move, and they want to know what the Queen is doing. How are they getting out of this? How are they choosing to deal with this? How did they do that? It does really feel like you've had a physical transformation recently, though. With this World card, I'm just feeling very drawn to everything about this person's body. So it really just feels like you have a lot of admirers, okay? And people are very much attracted to your journey. People are curious. They want to know, how did that person do that? How did they get through this? They look so happy. People look at you from the outside in and they just think you're in a very good position. They see a lot of potential. People are very intrigued by what the future holds for you. They know that you're in a position now where you are transforming. A lot of things are ending, and people are curious about what these new beginnings could mean for you. You have people who really want to connect with you and speak to you as well. With these cards, an attractive quality about you is that you are a silent sufferer. And that's why I got a little bit sad a little bit of the way through this reading, because you're very, very strong, group 3. You're the kind of people who don't like to burden others with your problems. But at the same time, those who get close to you know that you are going through a lot. And it's both an attractive quality, but it's also an admirable quality. It's people admire how strong you are and how much burdens and how much you can go through. You don't seem to break. In people's point of views, some of you may be struggling with mental health issues, and people really admire how you've overcome that. An attractive quality about you is that you don't always speak your mind. You don't always like to be the most opinionated person in the room. You would rather be kind, and you choose what you speak before you speak, if that makes sense. You choose what to say before you speak. You don't like hurting people. You don't like hurting others. You would much rather keep it in and unfortunately hurt yourself before you say something that would offend another person. And that's an attractive quality, because a lot of people can appreciate the pain that must take over time, keeping that within you. I feel like when you do say the truth, though, people really do admire it. People appreciate being able to talk to you. People appreciate those little tokens, those little nuggets into your brain, basically, those little opportunities to understand how you feel. People really value conversation with you because they know that you internalize a lot, that you keep a lot in. It feels like you are quite private people, but for whatever reason, a lot of people have a way of keeping up with you. It could be your social media, or you could have been someone who was very active and outgoing and very much engaged in the community, or there's something about you that a lot of people have a way of, or feel like they know of you, but at the same time nobody really knows you. And so everyone appreciates the opportunity to communicate with you when you extend that towards them. People find your what you have to say as being very, very much insightful. There's wisdom there, but there's also like the opportunity for them to better themselves. The way that you talk and what you choose to say offers people the opportunity of getting out of some really dark situations, and it's lived experience. It's experience that you have been through. People are attracted to that. You seem to come into people's lives for a specific reason of helping people through some really difficult things. Now, the Seven of Swords came out in a similar position for group 2, but for you guys, it is different. It's this feeling of you kind of tiptoe around serious issues. You don't like to offend a lot of people, and it's not to say that you lie, but you are careful with what you say. And for that reason, yes, people feel comfortable around you, but also sometimes it's difficult to trust you or to know what you're actually thinking. I'm just readjusting my physical position because this isn't the most comfortable place to physically film. So it's an interesting energy, group 3, because on one hand, people appreciate this. People actually like that you withhold information because they don't want to know the truth. Sometimes they just want to know the easy way out of it. But at the same time, it kind of like it's hard to understand what you actually think then. It's hard to know what's going on beneath the surface. I do feel like you are people who are very intuitive. You have a big heart, but you're very much in control of your emotions. You don't always let your emotions rule your decisions. Ooh, excuse me. But when you do, it's with careful consideration, and you always feel like it's the right decision to make. At times, it's meant that you've had to sacrifice your status or how others perceive you, but you know that it was in your heart the right decision to make, and people admire that as quality about you. What's coming through is definitely there's been like a physical transformation, and people feel like you're on a different level now. either emotionally successful person, or there's something about your journey that has transformed the way that you choose to give yourself to others, if that makes sense, because it feels like you don't allow people to get very close to you emotionally. So when people do have the opportunity to speak with you and to understand how you think, it is very inspiring. It's something that they really appreciate. So you're a very interesting people, group 3. I feel like the people in your lives definitely come in at the times that they do for specific reasons. There's a very specific reason why a lot of people come into your lives, and it feels like you have a lot to offer other people, if that makes sense. The way that you think, your perspective. It's also, yeah, this has come up in a lot of groups, but I feel like you guys are a guiding light source to a lot of people. You offer people a way out of tricky situations. It's very different again. I know that the messages, if you're someone who watches all 3 groups and you've hit the 3rd group now, the messages are similar, but group 3 just has a different vibe. I feel like you're currently in a very healing space where you're trying to get through some really difficult stuff, and people are wanting to know, well, how did you do that, and how you do that? And you're kind of like, I'm still doing it. Like, I still need the time to get through this. Sort of come back to me in 6 months and I'll tell you. Like, people want to know your secrets. People want to get inside your head and figure you out. Like, people are seeing you transform and they feel you pulling away in some respects, and they want you to be closer to them, but they understand that you need this time for yourself. So it's very interesting energy, group 3. Your most attractive quality is the struggles that you are currently going through, because it's made you a very strong person, and people admire that about you. They know that it isn't easy and it hasn't been easy, and you're someone who has had to reinvent themselves, and they appreciate that about you. People really find your time valuable for some reason. The Ace of Swords, people really want the opportunity to speak to you, and they relish the opportunity of being close to you. So Spirit, what else do people find attractive about group 3? What do people find attractive about group 3? What do people find attractive about group 3? We have caring connections. Yeah, it does feel like you guys do extend yourself to others to the point where you would literally take the shirt off your back to help others. And it feels like when people struggle to make those decisions in their lives, you kind of step forward and you make it easier for them. I do think that you've had to pull away from a lot of people recently, and people do appreciate that. They just want you to be well, okay, with that rest and rejuvenation. It's not always what you do, it's just your presence. Because I feel like you come into people's lives for a specific reason at a specific time, and you offer so much wisdom without even knowing how much you have to offer. Yin yang, I feel like you do offer a lot of balance. You kind of are you help people get through some really difficult things, but you also have this sort of healing energy about you. It is about balance. It's about how do we get through this. And we have the World again. So that's something that came up in another group. At times when that card comes out, it is a warning to the viewer, just to be mindful that you're not giving so much to so many people to the point where you're no longer the main actor in your own movie. You don't want to be reaching a point in your life where you feel like you're on the outside looking in at your own life, like you're not even the main person involved in your own life and your own decisions. You're a very secretive and mysterious person. A lot of people want to be closer to you, but they kind of feel at a distance to you, and that's something that is both attractive and there's also instigates this yearning. Other people just want to be closer to you. But they do appreciate that you need time to yourself as well. So what do people find attractive about group 3, Spirit? What do people find attractive about group 3? Group 3. What do people find attractive about group 3? We have Gibbous Moon. You are very close to achieving your goal. Yes, I feel like you guys are transforming. You're moving towards something. A lot of things are ending. There's been a lot of emotional breakthroughs. There's been moments of clarity. You've kind of followed your heart towards something, and it's starting to pay off. And people are cottoning on. They're realizing that you're achieving your goals, and they want to know your secrets. They want to know how you did it. And I feel like you're kind of like, well, I'm still doing it. There's no secret because it hasn't happened yet. But people are very attractive to your success. They want to know how you did it. They want to know, they want to get inside your head and figure it out. People are they admire your journey. You've had to overcome a lot. Again, a time to give rather than take. You are givers. You do a lot for a lot of people, and people really would like to take some more from you. They want to know how you got there. And we have balanced spirituality with practicality. So it feels like you are very intuitive. I'm feeling that balanced energy again with this card, that yin yang energy. I really think that you do need to continue focusing on yourself, though. A lot of people find you. There's something about your energy. You're a little bit mutable, group 3, and I feel like people have the tendency to take advantage of that. They kind of, this complacency, this ambivalence, people take advantage of the fact that you're an easy personality to not control, but to, like, I feel like if you're in a group 3, and people are asking, well, what do you guys want for lunch? You're going to be like, oh, I don't mind. I'm not that hungry, or I could go for anything. The louder people in the room will go, well, I want the burgers. And maybe you don't want burgers. Maybe you're actually craving something else, but you go along with what they choose because you're someone who is ambivalent. You kind of sit on the fence with it, and people appreciate that about you, but I do feel that it's at your expense sometimes. And so there is this energy that you need to speak your mind more, and that you could have the tendency to become one of the background actors in your own movie, and that these bigger personalities seem to sort of take over, these cardinal personalities take over. So the bottom deck energy in the Monology deck is be bold and make the first move. That's advice from Spirit to take control of your life again, and to be the main actor in your life, the highest paid actor in your life. To put your own needs first and to continue achieving your goals. You don't owe anybody anything. These people will continue to take. As much as you give them is how much they will take. If you continue to give to these people, they are going to continue to take. But group 3, that is what people find attractive about you. I mean, take what resonates and don't let the rest take from you, but it could be a good opportunity to gain some more introspection or retrospection over your life, and to understand how you can continue working towards what you need and what you deserve, because you do deserve the best. And I really hope you look after yourself and take care. Group 3, I'll connect with you again in another video. Thank you. Bye.